Alright, so this is the stealth show today because I made Slim Jim give me the camera. It's July 6th, and we're in the Mount Adams Wilderness. We just hiked out really, really late from Trout Lake because that's what we do when we come out of town. We lollygag our asses off, and then we finally leave. So that's what's going on right now, and we're going to try to hike a couple more miles before we stop and stuff our faces again, because that's also what we do. Because food is heavy, but it's not as heavy if it's in your stomach. That's the key right there, okay? All right, let's see if I can not screw this camera up and get a picture of Slim Jim's ass that he is currently patting. Ah, it worked! Woo! So here's the trail. I don't see Slim Jim's butt, though. He always gets my butt because I usually hike in front of him because I am slow. And it is polite to let the slow person in front of you unless you just want to leave them in your dust and then, you know, you go in front of them. That's all how it works. Yeah, but this is pretty cool. I mean, it was probably cooler before the forest fire, like, killed all these trees. But it's still pretty damn cool. But more importantly, I can walk and talk because we're not climbing too steeply right now. Because let me tell you, Washington has some stupid steep trail sections. If you never knew that, now you know that. Okay, now I need to switch arms because my arm's getting tired. Look at the grass for a second. All right, now back at the trees. So, woo, coming up here. Probably can't see it. I don't know. On the left, you might see a little bit of Mount Adams. We were looking at that all the way through Trout Lake because there's an excellent view of Mount Adams through Trout Lake. But it's currently hiding behind all of these dead trees. So maybe we'll come out and see. You know, what do we see? Say, can we see? I don't know. My eyes really suck. And this screen is really little. But I can see Mount Adams and it's really pretty. It's like 12,000 feet, but we're not going that high because that would be insane in Washington. That's mountaineering in Washington. Fun fact, it's not mountaineering in Southern California. That's just normal hiking. But, arm's getting tired. I'm gonna let it down. Because probably you couldn't see Mount Adams anyway. So let's see if we can catch up to Slim Jim here. Woo, there we are. All right, let's turn on the afterburners and catch up to Speedy Gonzalez up there. And not trip on all the dead sticks that are on the ground. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Slim Jim's in a hurry. He wants to get to White Pass so we can get a hotel room. Because that's really what it's all about. Fuck the hiking. It is about getting to town, eating all the food, and sleeping in a motel room bed, and eating more food. So that's why thru hikers hike. Well, okay, I can't speak for all thru hikers, but that's why Slim Jim hikes. I hike so I can eat all the food, and I actually like hiking. So there's that. Let's see. Okay, now we're going back this way. I don't know, there's probably a way to zoom this, but Slim Jim didn't show me how to zoom this. And if I jack up his camera, he'll be very, very angry with me. So I am not going to randomly start pressing buttons. Wow, there's Mount Adams still peeking out on the side. But it's kind of cool. And it's beautiful weather. Sunny, no clouds, more importantly, no rain. And it's not really hot. Always a winter. Whew. Hey, how do you zoom shit on this thing? Okay, never mind. I Kelly can't hear you. I have an earbud in. Right. Yeah, Mount Adams is peeking out up there. That's fine. There's Slim Jim looking back to see if I'm still behind him or if I ran off back to Trout Lake with his camera. But this is actually good. It means he can stretch his legs faster than I stretch mine, because, yeah, it's got to be really annoying to hike at my pace all the time. Unless you're me, and then it's fine. What? Hey, I can only chatter on so long, but I can zoom in on your butt. I can figure it out. I can start pressing random buttons. That's enough. Oh, he wants me to wrap it up. I don't know. I think I'm way more entertaining as commentator than he is, but I guess that I will wrap it up, because probably the flat section is going to end and I'm not going to be able to talk and breathe at the same time.
This view is just beautiful. You can see the burn part we just went through, and then over this way, I think that's Mount St. Helens, I believe. I think I got it in there for you. It's just beautiful. Check this out. We're at the bottom of Mount Adams. Mount Adams is over 12,000 feet.
It's got a permanent glacier on it too.
Yeah, a permanent glacier up there, which is really cool. This brook that's coming down is from the glacier, so it's really cold water. But it's just beautiful. Right at the bottom. A lot of people camp here. Wow. Washington views. That's Mount Rainier over there. I'll show you all. You can see all the bumps on tops of the mountains. We're about 6,000 feet. I'm coming up the Mount St. Helens over here on the left. Boom! Right there. Man, it's just beautiful. It's actually a little hazy out today too. And come around here. And boom! Stealth! Day 7 on the PCT, Washington. We camped up to a stream that can be kind of raging this time of the year, even out throughout the hiker season. Adams Creek. Knocked out 13 miles up to that. Thought it'd be better to go through that in the morning. You know, we're shooting for...
Really morning when it's after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we got a little bit late start, but it happens sometimes. So we're going up to about, we're hoping to do about 18 today. That sets us up real good for Knife's Edge, Goat Rocks area, where some of the best parts and the best views of the Pacific Crest Trail. Actually, yesterday we started seeing Mount Rainier too. We took a couple pictures of that. Where we camped was snuggled up right next to Mount Adams, and we can see Rainier too off in the distance. The funny thing about that is, towards dusk, a little bit before, a guy came through. There's some trailheads scattered around where locals can get in. He had big long skis, and he hiked up the north side of Mount Adams through the snow, so he could just ski down. It's so freaking badass. It is crazy. If you could see let me show you the mountain where he skied down. I'll swing it around. There we go. That's what he climbed up and he skied down. just some local. You hear about those guys skiing. You hear about eye avalanches too. Sometimes people die every year from doing that. But here's a lava field we're going through. Pretty crazy. And you can see Mount Rainier off in the distance right there. But we'll see you down at the creek. I think what we're going to do is cross over the logs right there, then go to the left, another big log there, and climb up. Hey, and day 7. We're about a mile from camp. We're in the Goat Rocks Wilderness now. Yeah, just finishing up for the day. And I gotta tell you, this is the worst freaking mosquitoes I've ever been around. We were going through a lot of areas that had just melted, so they all come out like a first hatching up here. And I did bring a head net too, but we D'd up too, and our clothes are treated, but it's just really bad. Oh my God, I made a ton of bugs, and yeah, probably a head net day tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but yeah. So we'll be back at you tomorrow. Hey, Slim Jim here. Today is July 8th. We're heading into the Goat Rocks area with including Knife's Edge, where you're on top of the mountain and it just goes down by your feet. Epic views of Mount Rainier up there. Some of the most beautiful views in Washington. So we're looking forward to that. I'll have you some views here shortly. See that patch of snow right there with a trail runs into it that I'm standing on? We had to climb up that. How'd you like climbing up that, Stealth?
It scared me shitless. I was making Hershey squirts in my pants.
No, it wasn't that bad, but we had to put like, you had to, it was.
It's not like climbing up that cornice though.
Yeah, they call it a cornice. You had to kick your feet in. There are already steps in there that other people had done, and people going down just slide on their ass all the way down and try to stop at the bottom. But all the other parts were manageable, pretty good. You can kind of see. But that area right there, though, was like that. I just wanted to point that out. So what do you have for lunch, Stealth?
Let's see. 2 beef jerky and cheese wraps with mayonnaise, a bunch of trail mix, a piece of mango jerky, 2 pieces of chocolate, And then I just made myself stop eating so that I'd still have food to eat tomorrow. Because honestly, I could keep going.
And I had ramen
I'm not full.
and a wrap, but I wanted to show you where we're going now. If you look out there, you can kind of see the trail. We start here, we're coming around, you can see the trail way out there. There's some cool areas. It's just a wide open area. Again, if you look way over there, I think I have it where you can see it. You can see the trail, but it's pretty darn cool. There's areas to camp over there and a little waterfall too.